Hello everyone and welcome to Mr. Mo Dynasty. It's episode 26 and we're going to get through the end of the month of May here, and questions are being raised around the league. Are these Chicago White Sox, the terrible White Sox of year one, is this team for real?
Not only does it cost us a loss, but it also costs us a D10 in our GM approval rating. So let's go ahead and roll. We were at a 16 and we lose 5. So we're down to 11 for our GM approval rating, and we'll move on to May 23rd. Kyle Busch is healthy once again, so we'll take a look at this. Yes, he's back in the rotation where he belongs. Something I've been contemplating: how long do we keep Francisco Morales down in the doubles before we move him? He's pitching outstanding. Maybe we give him the rest of the month, but at some point, does Cooper Jerpy go down to the doubles to kind of reclaim his form? I mean, it's still early. He's only had a couple of starts, but it is concerning because he was a part of that trade for Robert Jr. Obviously, Alec Burleson was the keystone piece, but we were hoping Jerpy might be something as well, but we'll come back to that. So anyway, we are 26 and 25. May 23rd is a roll at D100. It's in the day after that, and I actually rolled a 14, which is a AA manager event. And it says, AA manager attempts to mitigate a flaw at a random AA pitcher. Notice a specific area where they have a flaw. See what happens. So long story short, I got the second pitcher, or the number 2 pitcher in the doubles. And that will be, unfortunately, Francisco Morales, who took a hit earlier in the season by me by hurting his potential, and now he's going to lose something else. So then I have to roll on the AA manager's rating. His rating is only a 14. I rolled a 27, which basically means I lose a D14 from one attribute, and it is going to be pitch to control, and I rolled a 3. So he's going to lose 3 off his pitch to control. So Francisco Morales continues to be let down by me and the staff. So he was at 67C, and now we're going to lose 2 off his pitch to control. That's his changeup, drops down to 57. That's unfortunate. I don't think that's going to affect his overall. Yeah, but still it hurts. And now we will simulate that day. And we lose. We've been shut out the last 2 games against the Guardians. Not good. It is and we're back to 500 too. This is a day which we can scout. So I will do that and come back. So what we are going to do with scouting for week 8 is I'm going to keep our number 1 scout on to Johnny Karnitz for another week. He got 50% scouted on that first time, and he got a good rating. He actually bumped up to 7th. So I like to see that, and we could do another 45% scouting, get him to 95%. Then we'll tap that off later on. I'm moving our central scout, or our second scout, Troy Price. I'm going to have him look at this left fielder and see if he's worth it. He's also 18 years old. Both these people are very young, and it has to be excited. We definitely want young outfielders in our minors. And then for my third scout, Max Shell, I'm taking him off of Discovery. He didn't find anybody in the infield for West, and I'm going to have him basically doing what Troy Price was doing last week. That is, I'm going to have him working on the third base position international, just chopping down the third base. There's 12 third basemen international that I just want to keep improving a little bit. So we're probably going to draft 2 third base / corner third base first baseman types. So that's why I'm using that time for that scout. And we are going to move on to the 24th, which is a team chemistry day. It says roll a D100 for your team chemistry. If you succeed, the GM adds a D10 to your JSR, your job security rating. If you fail, the GM subtracts a D10 from your JSR. Our team chemistry currently is at a 55. I rolled a 23, and we rolled the D10 and got an increase of 4. So our JSR goes from 46 back to 50, where it belongs. So we're going to go ahead and simulate that day. That's good news. So our job of security rating is back to basically 50, which is better than dropping 4. So let's go ahead and simulate and see if we can scavenge a game here and maybe get a split. We do. 4-2. Karinchak takes the win. And we at least split at Cleveland, which I think is very good. Furthermore, it makes us a game above 500. And now we're ready for a 3-game homestand against Colorado, where their record is 23-30. Hopefully we can do a nice little jump here and at least win 2 out of 3, if not sweep the Rockies at home. Next is May 25th, which is a roll of D20. I really got a bench coach event. And it says bench coach. Select an MLB player. He can add a secondary position if he wants to, and then using my bench coach's rating, I can either succeed and he doesn't suffer any penalty for his defensive rating, or if I fail, I suffer a D3 loss to defensive rating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the players and see if there's anybody I want to add a secondary defensive position to, and then I'll let you know how that goes. And I've made my decision. I'm looking at Colson Montgomery, and he currently has shortstop and third base, and I thought it would be nice if he could also play second base. I don't know what our future is going to be at short, second, third, but I do know that Chaparro as a Rule 5 guy may not be the answer, but maybe he is the answer at third. Well, then that takes away a spot that Colson Montgomery was going to play, and then who knows? What if somebody else can... right now we're struggling at second base, and Len Sosa, he does have that great hitting, but I'd really like to platoon him at second base. But for now, I just thought of all the players that I have, Colson Montgomery made the most sense at that position. Now, because we have such a bad bench coach at a rating of negative 2, it's an automatic failure, so I lose a D3 for defensive rating. But my defensive rating at 73, he's already solid, and I rolled a 1, so I'm only going to lose 1 on the defensive rating from Colson Montgomery. So I actually think the loss of 1 defense is worth it in this case. So we're going to hit that and sim that, or save that. And then we're going to add third base shortstop to his, or third base, second base to his backups. Third. There we go. Third, second. So I'm pretty happy with that change right there. So Colson Montgomery picks up second base. I think that'll make him an even more valuable player for us moving on in the future. That gives him some positional flexibility and only cost him 1 defensive rating. So let's go ahead and simulate that game. Let's get a win. We do win 3-2. Let's check out how did we pull that off. Who pitched well or who hit well? Let's see. Teal went 0 for 4. A lot of 0 for 4s there. Only 6 hits. Caparo did go 2 for 3. But who pitched well? Grant Taylor. He continues to pitch phenomenally. 6 innings. He did allow 9 hits and 3 walks and somehow navigated through that and only gave up 1 run. Ray Mata, another hold. Lowers his ERA to 2.52. Paredes gets the hold. Does give up 1 run. On to May 26th. It's roster readjustment day. Roll D14. I did, and I got the GM checks the GM checks the current budget versus the salary cap. If the budget is higher than the salary cap, you must use the trade finder to trade away assets to get under the cap. Then suffer a D10 loss to your GM's approval rating and a separate D10 loss to your job security rating. So basically, if we are spending more than we're supposed to, then we get punished. So our current salary cap, unfortunately, is $59 million. And when you look at our budget, we are coming in at $59 million. So we're good to go there. Thank goodness. Say a lot on this screen, we see a glaring thing, and that is Jason Dominguez's contract. Right now, that is not looking like a good. I mean, he's our most expensive player. He's eating 1/5 of our budget, and he's hitting 185. Ooh, we hope that turns around. Now, Burleson, I mean, he's hitting 205, so it's hard to say that contract also doesn't look good. And we signed him. I mean, we've got these guys signed to 13 years collectively. So we need those to turn around. Drew Thorpe, that's looking like a good signing and a deal at $4.5 million. And Colson Montgomery, our captain, $3.1 million for 4 years. So some of these deals, Karinchak looks like a great. I mean, in fact, at some point he may be a trade piece. But his 20 saves, he got 5 blown saves, but 3.38 ERA. I like what he brings to our team. So we don't have that many long contracts. But anyway, long story short, we're good. So we just have to simulate the day. Let's go ahead and simulate May 26th. Let's get another win and make it 3 in a row against the Rockies at home. We win 4-3, another 1-run game. Let's take a look at the box score here. Jason Dominguez must have heard us talking about it. He went 2 for 4, trying to get that average over 200. Fletcher 1 for 3, Burleson 1 for 4, Clifford 2 for 4. Nice. Jason Dominguez with a double and a triple. I like it. And he got hit by a pitch thrown at him. Eater went 5 innings, gave up 1 run, and then he got hurt in the game. Victor Gonzalez. Yes, Victor Gonzalez. Is it time to let go of Victor Gonzalez? He was a Rule 5 pickup. As he pitched, I mean, most of our Rule 5 pickups, Curtis, success, huge success. Watts, huge success. Morelli Pozo, huge success. Brown, I don't know about that. But he does give us defensive speed. Melendez, I think the jury's, I mean, it's nice to have pop off the bench, so I don't think that he's necessarily a failure. Chaparro starting to turn things around. He's at 256. I mean, Ryan Ward was doing very well for us. Now he's down to 227, so he's cooled a bit. But I still think he has given us a little bit of a bat in that position. But this is the one that I'm thinking, 21 innings pitched, a 6.23 ERA, and it's not like we don't have another lefty in the wings ready to go. We already have Cam Boozer, who's got a 0 ERA in 14 innings pitched, and I think that says it all. Victor Gonzalez, you are heading off our team. Now, does that mean, okay, so can we bring up, yeah, we're going to bring up Cam Boozer. So Cam, welcome back to the majors. And we're going to leave him in, yeah, I think we're going to leave him in middle relief. Yeah, Boozer, it's not like Boozer started out terribly. 4.38 ERA. Wasn't like that was terrible. Just, he was the one, we had an extra reliever, somebody had to go. And so what will we do to, now we need a setup reliever. Probably put Gilbert in the setup here. And then we'll bring up middle relief. Let's see. Does Schuster deserve it? Yeah, Schuster gets to call up. So we'll take Schuster. Move him to triples. Yeah, he'll be our lefty in triples. And then we need, oh, we've got 2. Okay, so Peltier, 21 stamina, Eller, 24 stamina. So we could probably move, who's got the better pitching clutch? Okay, so let's move Peltier to middle relief. And then let's look to see what we have in our singles. Cal Gordon, of course, makes a lot of sense. So we're going to move him to doubles. And who do we want to be our setup? Let's see. We won't have, maybe we'll just have one setup guy down there. Yeah, we'll go that route. Okay, so I think we have made that work, and we're ready for May 27th. On to May 27th. Can we sweep the Rockies? Can we win 4 in a row? Can we get 4 games over 500? All these are great questions to see. Let's take a look at the event. It says personnel changes, roll D16. I rolled a 7. Strength and conditioning. If the team has a team slugging percentage ranked in the top 10, increase the strength and conditioning coach by 10. If we're in the bottom 10, decrease by 10. Obviously, if we're in the middle 10, nothing happens. This has me worried. Let's go ahead and look at statistics, team rankings. Once again, we're looking at slugging percentage. All right, here we go. Are we in the top 10? Pittsburgh in the top 10. Wow. We are not. Are we in the middle 10? We are not. Then that means we must be in the bottom 10. We are at 28th. Oh, yeah, this is stolen base percentage. How do we on that? Let's try this again. Slugging percentage. What just happened? Slugging percentage. Here we go. All right, are we in? All right, let's try this again. May 27th. Personnel changes. Strength and conditioning. Are we in the top 10? No. Are we in the middle 10? No. Are we in the bottom 10 of slugging percentage? We are dead last at 333. That is atrocious. So our strength and conditioning coach is going to drop by another 10. So our strength and conditioning coach currently is ranked as a 27. He is going to go down to a 17. Not so good. But that's what it's like when you're dealing with limited resources from Jerry Reinsdorf. So we are going to go ahead and simulate the 27th. And we get another one-run game. We sweep the Rockies by 1 run each game. Let's look at the line score here. We are finding ways to win. Kyle Teal up to 231 with a 2-for-3 day. Burleson with the home run. And pitching from Jonathan Cannon. 6 innings of shutout ball. He's down to a 2.56. Ray Mata gives up 2 runs, unfortunately, and he doesn't get anybody out. He's up 2 walks, 2 hits. His ERA jumps back up to 3.24, but still he's having a great year. And Wantz gets the win. And Paredes gets the hold. And Karinchak gets another save. Struck out 2 in that inning. Karinchak is looking on fire right now. And that is May 27th. And we are on to May 28th. And this is a minor league day. Roll a D20 in the chart and follow the results. It is a AA random positional player lock game and a plus or minus D4 potential if the team wins. So we need a team win. And we're going to be taking Biloxi. Or Birmingham, excuse me. And we are going to do player lock. And I rolled a 5. So we're going to be taking Wes Kath. Now let's take a look at Wes Kath. Now the problem with Wes Kath is to get the D potential. Earlier, I think he was a better prospect in previous MLB The Shows, but now he's to a D potential prospect. And not sure if he's got a future, but he's definitely a good minor league, a third base / corner outfielder. So let's see if we can help him out with his potential. We'd love to get a team win here and get him up to maybe a C potential. That might help him out. Our Birmingham Barons are 24 and 23. And we're sending out Brock Selvage, who's had a rough year so far with that ERA. Here we go. Wes Kath going up against Logan Henderson. Logan features 4 pitches, fastball, curveball, changeup, and 2-seamer. Not a lot of speed to Wes Kath, so hopefully we can, or to Logan Henderson. So hopefully we can put a good swing on the ball and help this team get a win. We are in the bottom of the 2nd. As always with the player locks, there is no quick pitch or quick counts, so 0-1 count starting off for Wes Kath. Swinging through that changeup, and it's 0-2.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, slow our bat down. He's not going to throw fast.
Ball.
He's going more for location. So let's see if we can put good bat on ball against Logan Henderson. Good weight on that curveball. Unfortunately, we are out. That's 1 away. Now here we are in the bottom of the 3rd. We have a 3-0 lead.
No one better here.
That's a good sign. And we have runners on 1st and 3rd with 1 out. Let's just get this runner home. It looks like we're facing a new pitcher in Tyler Wasner. who features a 4-seamer, slider, changeup, and 2-seamer, and he throws a lot faster. Let's see if we can get this run in. That was the pitch to do it. Just need to get a sac fly. I'll choke up if it's 0-2 or 1-2, but right now I'm still going to swing normally. Hopefully do 1-2 double play. 4-6. Oh, we hit into a double play. Come on, Wes Kath. Not what we wanted. Fortunately, it's still 3-0. We have bases loaded. Now, Wes, this is your time. Still facing Tyler, but we have bases loaded. Let's get it done. That's going to be hit and not deep enough to score the runner. And Wes Kath can't come through again. Is that going to come back to bite us? Hopefully not. We are in the bottom of the 8th. Wes Kath facing David Parkinson, lefty on lefty. 5-pitch mix.
Ball 1.
Takes that fastball inside. Yeah, Wes Kath may get the benefit of his teammates bailing him out because he's going to have an 0-for-4 day, stranding multiple base runners, and he's still going to get a potential boost if we hold on to the victory. And we do get the victory. Nice. So we end up winning 3-0, thanks to Brock Selvage, who finally pitches a good game. He had been struggling. And we will take the D4 potential boost. Maybe not deserved for how we played with him, but we'll take anything we can get. So we're going to roll the die. And we're moving up 1 potential, which is, I think, in this case, ball don't lie. Wes Kath didn't deserve much of a boost. But we will get 1 point of potential. Now, he could have gotten up to a C had I gotten a 3, but he really didn't play like 3. The rules backed it up. Now, the Barons are in first place in the Southern North Division. That's awesome. Our AAA team is a game over 500 as well, 27-26. And look at our Sox. The best record of all, 4 games over 500. Let's go ahead and simulate May 28th. We're going on to May 29th. May 29th says it's time for your GM to have their monthly assessment of their confidence and ability as a manager. Use the GM's approval rating, adjust it with modifiers, and find out what we get. So let's start with what our current rating is. Our approval rating is 11. And then we look to see our win-loss record. That is positive, so that's a plus D12. And then this month, we have more wins than losses for sure. So we get basically 11 plus D12 plus D6. So this is a nice change of pace to actually have positive modifiers instead of negative modifiers. Unfortunately, our GM approval rating being at 11 is not helping. Let's go ahead and roll the 2 dice. I rolled a 4 and a 4, so I got 8. So that's basically 8 plus 11 is 19. So our job security rating, we have to roll a 19 on a 100-sided die, or else we're going to lose 10 job security. And I rolled and got a 66. So we are losing job security. We're going to lose a D10. Now we were at 50. We had battled back to 50 job security, and now we're going to lose 8. So we dropped back down to 42 job security rating. It's too bad. Shame, because we've turned things around. Unfortunately, the GM, maybe, I don't know what they're disappointed with. This is actually the best month we've had since the series began, but we're down to 42. Let's go ahead and simulate the day. And we lose 13-2, and Victor Gonzalez does get claimed back to his former team. 13-2. Who gave up all those runs? really have a great day at the hitting area. And Drew Thorpe got rocked for 5 runs in 2 innings. Curtis got hit for 3 runs. And Boozer got hit for 3 runs in an inning in the third. Not great to see that happen to Boozer. So let's go ahead and move on to May 30th. For May 30th, it says the GM is beginning to assess the team's current situation and concludes the following thoughts based on the chart. Make the moves as the chart says, then simulate the day. Well, it says, is our team within 6 games? Well, let's see. We are within 4.5 of the division. And in the wild card, we currently would be in the playoffs. If the playoffs started today, we'd be a half game in. So we are considered a buyer for the month of June. Update your trade block with players you want to move. Wow, so we are a buyer at the trade deadline. So update your trade block with players you want to move. I'm not sure who we would be moving at this point. Let's see, who would we possibly move? Not sure if there's anybody as of now that we would move. So I think we're just going to take the fact that at least for the first time we are considered buyers, and we're going to go out and simulate May 30th. And that is an 8-7 win. Let's go ahead and auto-utilize Jake. Put him back in the rotation, make sure he's in there. Good. And let's see. Freelander Baroa? I don't think so. Let's get Grant Taylor back in there. He's pitching phenomenally. But should Freelander Baroa actually be in the starting rotation? Interesting decision point here. Do we put... Yeah, I think we actually... Let's give Freelander a shot. Jake Eater in his recent games, he had a good game. He pitched 5 innings. Interesting. Let's let Jake have another start and see how he does. I think that's going to take us to May 31st. And this is a simulate the day. Then check your emails. For each positive email, increase that player's potential by D6. For each negative, decrease it by D6. All right, so let's go ahead and simulate this game. Dornios is hurt for 1 to 2 weeks. We're going to put him on the 15-day IL. Get rocked in that game. So we gave up 13 runs, 7 runs, and 10 runs. We gave up 30 runs to the Astros in a 3-game set. It's not so good. However, it is now time to check for positive and negative growth in our minors. Let's go to the emails. And the first person is AA Peltier. He was one of our picks in the draft last year. He had a rough outing, a rough month, so he's going to go down at D6. Ooh, that's a good one. Grego, he has been tearing it up. He's going to go up a D6. Yeah, he's, 444 average, over 45 at bats. Fantastic. Ooh, Owen Hall. Wasn't counting on that. He's going to go up a D6 in potential. Yep, great month for him. A 1 ERA. And Guzman. All right, Guzman. Great to see Guzman getting the D6 potential boost. All right, let's go ahead and put those in. So let's start with Pelletier. Fortunately for him, he's going to drop the D6 in potential. Fortunately, he'll keep as a C no matter what this roll is. Oh, unfortunately, I did roll a 6, so he's down to a 70 potential. That's unfortunate. Let's do the next upgrades. They're all positive. Let's do with our second baseman, Rego. He had a great month. Now he's gonna stay a C because most he gets here is 6. I rolled a 2. Yeah, he's up to a 72. All right, little steps, little steps. Now we have Hall, the pitcher. One Hall down here. His potential 71. We rolled a 6. So big boost for him. That's a big jump for Hall. Like seeing that. And then Guzman. Let's see what we get. See a closer. Yep, consider a closer. So Guzman at 25. This will help his potential. Rolled a 5. So we got a lot of big boosts there from our upgrades. And only one drop. So let's end the month of May with that.
Well, that's all we have for today as we close this episode. We close out the month of May and we start June. Very optimistic that this team can do some things that maybe couldn't do last year. We're not a playoff team yet, but we're building towards it. As always, if you haven't already, subscribe and smash that like button and tell a friend. The Chicago White Sox are not a terrible team this year. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great day.